Picture this. You're scuba diving when suddenly you hear loud clicks in the water. Then, before you know it, something the size of a school bus comes from below, mouth open. Unfortunately, you don't get a decision. You're trapped inside a sperm whale. Of every animal alive on Earth, there's only one that can swallow a human whole. You just found it. Or maybe, I suppose it found you. So how long would you last? I went through the anatomy, and the answer is more complicated than you think, and worse. Can you actually survive being swallowed by a sperm whale? Stay with me. Now, you might be wondering, why a sperm whale and not a blue whale? Blue whales are the largest animals to ever exist on Earth. Their mouths could swallow hundreds of people at once. Scientists have measured them and have found that their esophagus is about the diameter of a frisbee at maximum stretch. Essentially, if a beach ball could barely make it, it's safe to say that you wouldn't stand a chance. Every baleen whale runs into the same problem. They evolved to eat tiny things like krill and small fish, billions at a time. Massive mouth, tiny throat. It's basically a sports car with a garden hose for an exhaust pipe. Sperm whales are completely different. They don't filter anything, they hunt. We're talking giant squid up to 46 feet long, colossal squid with eyes bigger than your head. Big, fast, deep water prey that fights back. To swallow something that size whole, you need an esophagus built for it. And as it turns out, they have one. Sperm whales are the only animals on Earth confirmed to regularly eat giant squid whole. Not pieces of giant squid, the whole thing alive and fighting. And we know this because when researchers cut open sperm whale stomachs, they find squid beaks, dozens of them, because the beak is the one part the whale can't digest. They just accumulate. Over time, the whale's body produces a waxy substance around them to reduce the irritation. That substance eventually gets expelled and floats to the ocean surface. For centuries, humans found it, called it ambergris, and used it in high-end perfume. So your expensive cologne might literally contain the byproduct of a sperm whale's indigestion problem. I'm sure you were unaware of this fun fact, so you're welcome. The point is, to swallow what they swallow, they need serious plumbing. A sperm whale's throat is wide enough for a human body to physically pass through. Colossal squid have been found whole inside their stomachs. The esophagus exists, it's large enough, and this part of the premise isn't a stretch. The blue whale gets all the attention, and the sperm whale is over here quietly swallowing things the size of a car. And before we go any further, the animal itself. An adult male sperm whale runs up to 60 feet long and close to 60 tons. The head alone takes up a full third of that length. On a large male, that's 20 feet of skull. They have teeth, but only on the lower jaw, and they don't chew. The teeth grab. Everything else happens in the stomach. They dive past almost 10,000 feet and hold their breath for up to 90 minutes. You're not inside something that's going to surface and give you an exit anytime soon. It'll surface when it decides to, which is not going to be based on your preferences. So, you're in the water. The whale comes from below, mouth open. Instead of passing you, it gulps you down. What happens next is a countdown. And from the moment you go in, the clock is already running. The first thing you lose is light, completely and instantly. A sperm whale's mouth has no ambient glow, no bioluminescence. You go from open ocean to absolute darkness the moment the jaws close, and the jaws close fast. The second thing you lose is orientation. This isn't a gentle process. This is a 60-foot animal, 57 tons, moving through water. You're being compressed through a muscular tube designed to move large fighting prey downward fast. Giant squid go in alive. The walls are built for that. They push. Now here's something any movie would have to skip for pacing reasons. The trip from mouth to stomach in an animal this size takes seconds, maybe 10, maybe 15. You don't get to think. You don't get to plan. By the time your brain is caught up to where you are, you're already at the bottom of the esophagus. And you're probably wondering, couldn't you just hold on, brace yourself against the walls, push back? I want you to picture the muscular contractions that move a live 46-foot squid through a tube. That's the force you're trying to resist. Good luck with that. You drop into the first chamber. Meanwhile, the whale keeps hunting. It doesn't circle, it doesn't pause to investigate what it just swallowed. Sperm whales dive deep, hunt hard, and process prey on the way back up. You're not an event in its day. You're part of the routine. The same stomach that's working on you has processed thousands of squid. It doesn't distinguish. It just runs. And I think that's the part that gets me. There's no curiosity phase, no hesitation. You're just material. Sperm whales have 4 stomach chambers. Let's say you've somehow got an hour to find a way out. The real biology is considerably less patient. Chamber 1 is called the forestomach. And here's the thing. It has no acid. Hold on to that for a second, because it's the most important fact in this whole video. The forestomach is a muscular holding room. Thick walls, powerful contractions, built to crush and compact prey before anything else happens. No enzymes, no acid, just sustained, relentless pressure. Think of it like a biological vice. The walls here can compress a living giant squid through pure muscular force. No chewing, no tearing, just constant squeezing until something gives. Now think about what that same force does to a rib cage. Every contraction cycle is working to compact whatever is in that room. The space you have gets smaller. Your air gets compressed. The walls don't rest between cycles. If you're picturing yourself in the forestomach, and biologically, that's the only place this hypothetical can live, then we're already being generous. This is the least immediately lethal of the 4 chambers. Not safe, not survivable long-term, but the least immediately lethal. I know that's not a particularly comforting sentence. It's not supposed to be. The problem is, the forestomach isn't a room you stay in, it's a room that processes you toward Chamber 2. Chamber 2 is where the acid starts. The main stomach of a sperm whale runs at a pH between 1 and 3. To put that somewhere your body can understand, battery acid is around pH 1. Your own stomach acid runs between 1.5 and 3.5. A sperm whale's main stomach is in that exact same range. And it's running at full capacity because this animal is a deep water predator that eats constantly. The moment you make contact with the walls of Chamber 2, digestion begins. Not eventually, immediately. The acid doesn't wait. You're organic material in a system designed to break down organic material, and that's what starts happening right away. Skin first, exposed tissue underneath. The eyes go quickly. Unprotected surfaces in a strongly acidic environment are among the most vulnerable structures in your body. To put that on a scale your nervous system actually understands, pH 1 to 3 on open skin doesn't burn slowly. It denatures tissue on contact. The same chemical process as a 3rd-degree burn, except it doesn't stop. It keeps working as long as the surface is wet. And in Chamber 2, everything is wet. This is where the old James Bartley story becomes useful. In 1891, newspapers reported that a sailor named Bartley had been found alive inside a sperm whale's stomach after an incredible 15 hours. Allegedly, his skin had bleached to ghostly white, and he was nearly blind. Most of his hair had fallen out, and he was severely malnourished. The story spread everywhere, ending up cited in books for the next 100 years. Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but it's almost certainly a hoax. Researchers took it apart thoroughly. The ship wasn't even a whaler, and the captain's wife explicitly stated no one was ever lost overboard. But here's the thing. The biology Bartley's fake story accidentally describes as real. Skin bleaching and blindness. That's exactly what pH 1 to 3 does to human tissue and eyes on contact. The story was invented, but the symptoms it stumbled into were accurate, and that is pretty disturbing in itself. Chambers 3 and 4 become progressively narrower and more chemically hostile as digestion continues. But you're not getting there. Chamber 2 ends this first. The truth is, you won't make it to Chamber 3. You're still alive in the forestomach. But you're running out of reasons to stay that way. None of this is the worst part. Here's what I haven't mentioned yet. And it's the thing that actually closes this out. Faster than the crushing, faster than the acid. Oxygen. A sperm whale's stomach is not an air pocket. It's not a sealed cave with breathable atmosphere trapped inside. It's an active digestive system inside a mammal that breathes at the surface. Whatever gas exists in that forestomach isn't fresh air that came down with the food. It's what digestion produces: carbon dioxide and methane. And here's the part that's almost worse. Methane doesn't really hurt. It just quietly turns the lights off. No alarm, no panic. Your body's warning system is built to catch CO2, and methane just doesn't trip it. So you don't get the scary part. You just get confused, then calm, then gone. And I know that sounds peaceful. It's not supposed to. So here's the actual sequence. You're in the forestomach, somehow alive, somehow managing the pressure. You have whatever air you brought in. A scuba tank buys you real time. That's the one variable that makes this whole hypothetical physically possible at all. A full tank gives you close to an hour of breathable air. That's the one genuine crack in the biology, the one detail that makes any of this survivable, even briefly. But the tank only solves oxygen. The crushing is still happening continuously. Every contraction cycle is still compressing your chest and reducing your usable space. And if you somehow stay conscious long enough for the forestomach to move you toward chamber 2, the acid starts. The tank doesn't help you there. Without a tank, you have whatever was in your lungs when you went in. 2 minutes of oxygen at rest, maybe. You are not at rest. Your heart is running hard. Your muscles are burning through reserves fast. The contractions around you are squeezing your chest every few seconds. That oxygen disappears faster than you'd like. After your air runs out, you're breathing ambient gas. Within about a minute of that, consciousness starts going. The acid becomes beside the point. You're out before you get there. An hour sounds generous. The real biology gives you minutes without the tank. With a tank, your air lasts longer. Everything else doesn't. You're still in a crushing, acidic, pitch-black tube longer than a football field, 2 miles down, inside an animal that doesn't know you're there. And the squid this thing normally eats, they don't get nearly that long. I want to end somewhere different. Not survival odds, something about what it means that this animal actually exists. To put that in perspective, line up 2 commercial airplanes nose to tail. That's how much intestine this animal has, just for digestion. The brain weighs nearly 20 pounds, which is the largest of any animal that has ever lived on Earth. Inside that enormous head is the spermaceti organ, a structure that focuses sound into precise beams for echolocation. Sperm whale clicks have been measured at 230 decibels, the loudest sound any living thing has ever been recorded making. A jet engine will rupture your eardrums at close range. A sperm whale click underwater makes that look quiet. And some scientists suspect these beams may help debilitate or disorient prey at close range. The whale potentially using concentrated sound as a weapon before the teeth are even involved, which honestly feels like overkill for an animal that already has a stomach like that. But evolution doesn't really do moderation. It just finds something that works and then makes it worse. And these animals have culture. They have dialects that vary by clan and get passed down across generations. Recent research identified what appear to be vowel-like structures in sperm whale communication, the kinds of phonetic building blocks that show up in human language. Families recognize each other across years, and they are known to teach each other things. Whatever is happening in that nearly 20-pound brain, it's not reflex. Think about what that means for a second. This animal remembers and it grieves. Researchers have documented sperm whale mothers carrying dead calves for days, unwilling to let go. It forms bonds that last decades. And somewhere in the architecture of that same animal is a stomach that doesn't know you exist. I've spent a lot of time with this, and I'm not sure which part of that is stranger, the grief or the indifference. So here's the thing that actually stays with me. Not that a human could physically end up in one of these. The strange part is that an animal, this socially complex, this intelligent, this ancient, has a digestive system that processes a human being in minutes, without malice, without noticing. Without any internal category for what it just swallowed, because why would it have one? Your organic material in the wrong place. A system 47 million years in the making does exactly what it was built to do, efficiently, methodically, without exception. And the sperm whale is already back on its way down, looking for the next squid. It doesn't know you were there. it never did. If you want to see another video about what these animals are actually capable of, check out the one on sperm whales and how they talk to each other. Thanks for watching.